Eastern Army Commander, Lieutenant General Rana Pratap Kalita, in Guwahati, in one of his interactions with the press, which took place on Tuesday evening, said that the violence will continue to take place in Manipur unless and until weapons are recovered from people. It is believed that the reason behind the sporadic violence is the possession of high-end weapons in the hands of the civil society. And more than 5,000 weapons were looted, only barely 1,000 plus weapons have come back. So the general is right. And the general is saying that these weapons needs to come back. And let me take you through data. And data clearly tells us that the sort of weaponry which was looted hasn't come back. If I play that data on the screen, let us play those graphics. 4,000 weapons are in circulation in Manipur. More than 5,500 weapons were stolen. 5,500 have come back. And the general is also saying that the political resolution to the problem is required. So a man in the olive has said the right thing, that you really need a political resolution to the issue in Manipur. It cannot be resolved through civil society action, nor through army or security forces. And must-check smuggling of drugs and weapons is perfectly spot on. The drug smuggling, illegal immigration which has taken place in Manipur.
Looks like, we have been listening to our own program, because
yes,
we have been discussing these
and he's
points.
Right. Weapons, drug, illegal immigration, the problem in Myanmar, the China hand, he's spot on. But the violence is down. Yes, the violence is down. But the sporadic violence or the killings which takes place is because those weapons are out. So today in our discussion, we are going to talk about why these weapons aren't back. But before that, I will play out the two important bites of General Kalita and also the bite of Chief Minister Biren Singh, who is talking about the programs of the government of Manipur. Let's play them.
Earlier also there have been some cases which we heard about weapons smuggling which used to take place along with the drugs from across the Indo-Myanmar border. Some isolated incidents may be there, but generally there is a check on those issues. But since 4,000 weapons are already out, there were some misunderstanding because of the way we operate and certain drills and procedures we follow. But those have been largely addressed, and now there is absolute synergy as far as the operations are.
Everywhere, some miscreant elements exist. So it is very unfortunate for destroying of the prefabricated houses, but now we have provided security and reconstruction will be started again. And this almost the last 1-2 months, the normalcy is restoring slowly, except some 1-2 incidents. The incident which took place in Harautel area, which was killed one IRB personnel, including one IRB personnel, it is very shocking. I condemn this kind of act. We should not indulge in the crimes, and we should try to together. We together should try to restore normalcy and the peace in the state of Manipur. And almost in many parts of the state, normalcy has restored, and the police has started mass combing operation in the said particular Harautel area since 2 days to nab the culprits, and I hope the police will do their job and will book the culprits. That is very true, but due to the prevailing situation in Myanmar, we have reinforced our security process to the border, and our not only the some rifle, state security forces, BSF, CRPF has been deployed, and we are monitoring very strictly.
In this edition of On Point, I am joined by Dr. M. Ramananda Singh, Associate Professor from Kirorimal College, University of Delhi, Dr. Thangulal Haukep, Assistant Professor, Center for the Study of Law and Governance, JNU, and my input editor, Brijesh Pandey. Brijesh, first to you. When the General says that, the weapons needs to come back, I think there is no doubt about it. He is spot on.
Well, I think General is just stating something which we have been discussing for more than 3-4 months now. Weapon is not coming is also a clear signal of the fact that, people don't have trust in the state police. They don't have the trust in the state administration, and that is why society is arming themselves to teeth in order to deal with any kind of eventuality. And he also spoke about how there should be a political resolution to the entire problem. Yes, he's absolutely right. There has to be a political resolution, and until unless the politicians start this process of reconciliation, some sort of a reach out which can be built on later on, I don't think the situation can improve at all. Yes, killings are down. Yes, the way it was happening 4 months, 2 months back, that situation is improved. But I think fatigue has set in. The fact is that as long as 4,000, 3,000 arms are out there in the society, peace is just a mirage. It's just a lulling tactics where you can regroup and again go for the kill.
But Brijesh, last time Mr. Haukub was here, we had a very heated debate on the fact when this ITLF self-rule issue came up. One of the General Secretary has been booked. He crossed the line, and under stringent act he has been booked. I mean to say, there is one thing called narrative, which the politicians will have to deal with. But another thing is, to get the weapons back, you need the army to do some sort of intrusive surveillance, intrusive combing operation.
You have to, and I think that there was this talk about how ITLF has announced that we have a separate state, we'll have our own chief minister and all. This is exactly what political process is all about. You make an outreach, you ensure that there's some sort of outreach between the two ethnicity. You also try to reach out to people and, try to convince them about the intent of the government. Now, you see a situation where, both the Kukis as well as the Meiteis, they are also not very happy with the way, entire situation is panning out in the state of Manipur. And in middle of this, you come up with these kind of claims and counterclaims. It only fans fuel to the fire. And then there is no getting back from that situation. And that is what will make sure that the situation will not return to normalcy.
You see, Mr. Hauke, for me, it's the irony, the man in the olive, he is not giving a security reference to any social issue. He is the one who is talking about a political resolution to the problem which is there in Manipur. Isn't it, Mr. Hauke?
Let me start by saying, how do we counter this type of sporadic incidents of violence?
Okay.
To bring peace in Manipur, there needs to be a law and order. When I talk about law and order, it's not law and order in the sense of heinous crime. There are a few instances of crimes which are not overlooked. For instance, yesterday there is a interview to Meitei Lukun Chief Pramod Singh by Imphal Times, and he said that cookies need to be driven out as they are a threat to our existence. This kind of hate comments, this kind of people who keep on spreading hate would never bring peace into this state. So how do we take law and order? The police has to look into all this kind of impunity. As long as there is an impunity to the law and order, the kind of law we have, the rules we have, then I think Manipur will not come back to normalcy. And we all know that how do we bring back this 4,000, more than 4,000 arms looted? The establishment knows who is responsible, where are the arms located. So there has to be questioned. The central government, the Home Ministry has to question the state government why they are not acting. If they are not acting on this, this specific problem, then they have to question the government itself, and then they have to take back. We have been for the last 6 months, we have been talking about how we should, bring about president's rule in the state. So that is the only way to bring law and order in the state. And as the communities are being divided strangely, being polarized based on communities, the law and order situation in Manipur is a far cry. And president rule was the only way to bring back. But that didn't happen. How it happened, we all know. And talking about that will not bring those kind of law and order situation in the state. And now what do we need to do? And as Lieutenant General Kalita has said, we should look forward for political solutions. With only political solutions, then we can think about some calming down. So that's my take this evening.
Okay, Mr. Singh, very
Yeah.
pertinent observation by General Kalita that you can't control these sporadic killings unless and until the weapons come back. How do you get them? You can only get them through intrusive surveillance and
Yeah,
very
yeah.
powerful combing operations.
Yeah, Kartikeya and Brijesh, I do agree with the points of General Kalita, where he's mentioning two major points. One is the sporadic violence can be controlled by, taking out all the weapons looted from on the police or the camp. Absolutely true. The violence are taken place by weapons, so it has to be controlled by the law agencies in Manipur. But there are two aspects one has to see in the issues of this, where the even General Kalita talks about the political solutions also.